Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective in early January. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you, my friends. I hope you're all fabulous and fantastic. Let's get into it here. What do we got in early January, my God, Spirit team? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself at the very end. I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in early January, brand new calendar year. Hopefully we're going to start it off on the right foot, my good friends. Nice and optimistic as always. What do we got? Oh, yeah. For some reason, all the cards I've been doing for all the fire sign readings have been very particular this week. Usually, like when I pull jumpers, it's like, boop, first card pops out. Okay, cool. So don't get nervous about the imagery here. I know we got a little Red Riding Hood. I know we got the big bad wolf. To me, it's not always like a huge red flag or alarm. It could just be spirit saying like, hey, be cautious about something, Sagittarius. We don't have to go worst case scenario. But to me, it also is very indicative of like keeping your eye on something. Like, oh, this is worth your attention. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we got Little Red Riding Hood. She's all in the woods alone, walking down the path. And we got that big bad wolf that has eyes on. So again, we could interpret this as something that's like, oh yeah, be careful, caution, caution. I'm not going to say that's not the message for some of you. If you're dealing with any risky individuals or situations, maybe spirit's like, all right, well, treat this with caution, Saggy. And again, it doesn't always have to be like worst case thing. It might just be something where it's like, just be a little more careful than you normally would with it. Now, this is one of my watching cards. So whether it's something that you need to keep an eye on, maybe someone's got an eye on you, all of that could be in play when this card is here. But we're not going to say this wolf is about to eat Red Riding Hood, right? Like she usually makes away pretty good at the end of the story. But to me, there's just like this cautious type of energy, especially if your intuition is spiking. Maybe spirit's like, all right, this needs your attention, Saggy. This needs your attention. We're just going to let her chill right there, though. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Saggy. What do we got in early January? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So I liked it for the most part, especially since you're a fire sign, but the reading was titled Big Breakthrough Incoming. Now, breakthroughs can happen in a lot of different ways in a lot of different areas of life, especially if there's something you've been wanting for a long time, something you've been working towards for a long time, if your energy's been feeling a little stuck. Breakthrough energy to me is an eventual coming out on top. So I did like it, whether it was like a little shot in the arm for you where spirit's like, yeah, keep going, Saggy, or hopefully you did have a breakthrough of some sort. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Saggy. What do we got in early January, please, for my good friends? Thank you. Hanged Man. So just like we were seeing with this card, it's a very similar thing. Like, be cautious. Keep an eye on it. Okay? Yeah, we're going to have to dig into this deeper. I don't know what spirit's trying to draw your attention to, my friends, but it's there. I mean, a lot of you are probably already receiving like signs and intuition about it, where it's like spirit is trying to draw your attention. Like, do not ignore, Saggy. Do not ignore this. Keep an eye on this. Let's get a couple more. I don't want to call it a warning just yet, but it's definitely like trying to flag something. Like, keep an eye on this, Saggy. Okay, we got one of your power cards right here in the middle. We got the beautiful Queen of Wands. It's nice. I mean, maybe it's eyes on you. Well, let's get one more. It's like I'm being observed. And I know that was I feel like we saw that a couple weeks for you as well. And another really good card for you. So it's the total opposite of what we have here on the front end. Love the Wheel of Fortune in any context, in any reading. So I think that is nice, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But yeah, first glance, we have a nice little mixture of elements happening here. definitely feel a comfort zone from you. But here on the back end, we do have like the major arcana. I don't always just like honing in on one element with some of the majors. Like this one to me is more of like Jupiter energy, and I believe that's your ruling planet when we look at astrology. So that's a power card for Sagittarius to me. Then we have fire, the realm of action. So whether it's the actions we take, the actions other people take, the actions we don't take, think of energy levels, think of vitality, motivation, drive, passion, desire, all that good stuff. And that is your comfort zone. But the downside to the fire is the unpredictability, right? Where it could swing left, it could swing right on you. There's an explosive quality to it. And then yeah, right here on the front end, we have what I like to call a combo platter, right? It's like a little bit of water, a little bit of earth, where it's not like the fastest moving energy. It could be the internal emotional realm, the feelings, and just keeping very observant. I can't let that go where the energy is like I'm scanning, I'm watching, I'm being cautious. So we're gonna have to see how all of this plays together because we have big differences from front to back. So whether these are different situations go in different ways, let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man itself, again, it's not like a worst case scenario card. To me, it's more of a neutral type of energy. And we see this individual, they're hung upside down, but he doesn't look like he's in terror, right? Like he's kind of just observing, he's kind of watching, paying close attention. This is a card that is retracted. It's pulled back. It's very similar to the Hermit. So when I think of zodiac signs, I think of Virgo. I think of Scorpio. I even think of Pisces. There's readers that pick one or the other. I give it to all of them, right? Equal opportunity card giver here. But yeah, the Hanged Man's not really doing much, right? He's kind of just hanging there. Now, in the positive sense, this card is about acquiring information, observing, watching, planning, analyzing. So it's like think before you act or look before you leap. That's a big thing here. Now, again, with your power card right here in the center, this could be eyes on you. So even if you're not trying, it's like you're being observed, right? I saw it for you a couple weeks ago and it's showing up again. It's like I'm being observed here. But the downside to the Hanged Man, it could feel stuck. It could feel like it's not moving. It could feel like nothing is happening. This could be a card of self sacrifice. So if you feel like you're always prioritizing other people's energy over yourself, the Hanged Man is one of those. So we'll see. I'm not going to call him a bad thing, but there's like the planning, there's the observation. That's showing up in a huge way. Now, moving to the middle, we have a beautiful energy, especially for a Saggy reading. We have the lovely Queen of Wands. Now, it's not gender specific. One of your power cards for sure, and it could represent another fire sign. So Aries or Leo could be involved, or even another Sagittarius. But when I see queens, I think of the internal aspect of the suit. So we spoke about the element already. The queen to me is bold. She is confident. She's like a sexy type of energy. So she's like an energy that lights up a room normally. She could also represent aesthetics. So for some Saggies, maybe you're changing something about your look. Maybe you're changing your wardrobe or changing your hair or just paying attention to how other people perceive you. So it's intriguing that we have like this Hanged Man that's like watching them. We have this card that's kind of thinking about looks and perception and how things are viewed. These are all an undercurrent in your reading this week for some reason. Normally, to me, though, she's just a card that's very confident and bold. But the downside to the Queen of Wands, all those good things could get flipped up in reverse, right? This could be a card that is not feeling confident. This could be a card that is feeling quite down about itself, especially next to the Hanged Man. It's like, don't look at me, don't look at me. So for some of you, you might be in that mode. Like if you're in hermit mode, it's like, no, don't look at me. I don't want to be around people. It's like isolationist, if that makes sense. So we'll see what's up with her. And there is that unpredictable quality to her. Now, the thing that brings me a little happiness as opposed to all the caution is we do have the Wheel of Fortune. So it does link to Jupiter. And when I see it, it is my good luck charm. It's my 4-leaf clover, the tarot deck. It's like expansive, it's lucky, it's protected. So I think of like guardian angels, guardian spirits whenever this card is here. And I think of just expansion. It's jolly, it's happy, it's having a good time. So for some Saggies, maybe you're going to have a lucky break. This card can also represent cycles, right? So it can represent change. Notice the wheel is always moving. It is also a very karmic card, so it can represent cycles of life changing, big shifts, big changes. The downside to the wheel, though, is that it happens quickly. It happens suddenly. So, like when we go from this Hanged Man to the Queen to the wheel, it's energy that intensifies extremely quickly, rapidly. So, could this potentially be a warning? Maybe, depending on your situation. But we're going to have to dig through more of the details. because like it could be protective. It's just something that ramps up super, super quick. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got for my Saggy friends, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Hanged Man. Let's see what's happening there. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Hanged Man time. I really want to get over to that wheel as well, like that intensification. Thank you. Yeah, this is an energy. I don't want to say I dislike it, but we do have the King of Cups in reverse. I don't like the intentions of it for some reason, though. Okay. So usually the King of Cups in reverse. All right, we're going to put a couple of different lenses on this. The King of Cups in reverse could be an energy that's a little up and down emotionally. It could also be an energy that's not too happy. It could be an energy that's like angry, upset, mad. So like when I see the Hanged Man with the King of Cups in reverse, it's like I don't want to say it's the evil eye, but it kind of is reminiscent of that, where it's like someone's sending you bad vibes. So protect your energy in this time. Again, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but like Hanged Man with the King of Cups in reverse, it's like someone staring a hole through you. So watch out for any energy like that, because this could be someone that's a little mad, angry, or pissed for sure. Um, in the more positive sense, when I see the King of Cups in reverse, so if this isn't a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, when he shows up in reverse under the Hanged Man, it's like I'm taking a pause, I'm taking a rest, I'm taking a break. I'm going to wait until this energy is a little more stable. So for some of you, that could easily be it. Maybe you need an energetic vacation. Maybe you need a little R&R. Maybe you need to recalibrate and rebalance your energy. That could easily be it. It's like I'm taking a little trip here. But at the same time, it's like someone is staring holes through me. That's the best way I can put it. So it could be someone that's a little angry, could be someone that's a little grudgy. I'm not gonna like just power that as the only message though. Let's keep going. I think that is what it is. Not a big fan of it, to be honest, unless it is that recalibration. Then I'm cool with it. But let's see what the Queen of Wands has. So why is the Queen of Wands in the mix? Why is the Queen here, please? Thank you. Yeah. So we got the King of Wands, not the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands in reverse underneath her. That the energy is very unsure. Where it's like, well, what do I do next? What do I do next? Like the energy is extreme to me. So I would say this in this time, Sagi, watch out for explosive situations where things could intensify quickly. We've already seen that throughout the reading, where it's like we go from quiet and then the energy is like either it's very indecisive and feeling a little down, or it's an energy that's like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. Like it's an energy that just roars in. That's the big vibe I'm picking up here. Because the Knight of Wands, all knights represent action, movement, communication. When I see him in reverse, it's like I'm going to do something and I'm not going to give a heads up. I'm going to do something because I want to do something. It's an energy that just rushes in. So whether it's an explosive warning I'm picking up or a situation, you might have a lot of urges in this time. You might be running a little hotter than you normally do. Again, all this stuff doesn't have to be the worst case scenario in the world, but the intensification is the thing that's catching my eye. Now, if you weren't a fire sign, I'd be a little more concerned than I am, because I feel like you could work with this for sure. But watch out for situations that intensify rather quickly, or it's like the paralysis where it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it's one or the other. There's like no gray area. It's either not doing nothing, or I'm doing the most. It's like no gray area. Let's keep going. So whether it's an explosive warning or an explosive situation, it's here. But let's see what the wheel has. Maybe it's for the best. But yeah, let's see what the wheel has. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the wheel here for my Saggies, please? Why is the wheel here? All right. So it does give me like one of those energies that is absolutely in transformation process. And it's also something that it's going to make sense in retrospect. So whether this is insight that you glean in this time, where it's like, aha, all right, eureka, revelation type of energy, I am picking that up. When I see the wheel and the ace of swords, it's like, all right, it finally makes sense. I'm connecting the dots. That's why that needed to happen. There's like this energy here that connects the dots in retrospect. So maybe that's something that, moving into the future, if you're dealing with anything that's a little confusing to you, it's like, yeah, no, you'll get it. You'll understand it at some point, even if you don't right now. Now, the ace of swords, it's fresh, it's new, it's good. It represents offers and opportunities. So when I get the wheel, that's shifting quickly. So we do have that powerful, powerful change. And then we have the ace of swords. It's like, start again, start again. We're hitting the refresh button on something. So I don't want to say this is an ending, but it is like a very powerful, fast or sudden type of shift or change in the energy. And it's like, all right, let's hit the reset button. Let's try it again. Let's start from scratch. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So I don't think it's a bad thing, but I also have this revelation or things making sense where it's like, okay, now I get it. So just know if this is something that you've been racking your brain about for a while, or something you've been dealing with for a while, where it didn't make sense to you, there's clarity coming. That's the good thing. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So got a lot of stuff happening here, Saggy, but it can be channeled for good. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got the Hanged Man with the King of Cups in reverse. This energy does feel a little angry to me or mad. It's like staring holes through me. Maybe you are being observed in one way or another, whether it's work, friendships, or otherwise. But I just don't like how the energy is looking at me. It was giving me like the evil eye vibes, and I'm not going to go fully into that. For another portion of you, this could be a pause for recalibration as well. So maybe there is something where Spirit wants you to hit the pause button. Moving to the middle, we have the Queen of Wands with the Knight of Wands in reverse. Very sporadic, very explosive energy. So whether it's a warning about something or whether it's a situation, it goes from nothing to everything quickly. There's like no gray area. There's no in between. Whether this energy is like feeling stuck and isn't doing anything, or it's just doing everything. Like there's no middle ground, and I'm always cautious about that type of energy. Moving to the back, this is good. We do have the wheel with the ace of swords where it's like, aha, I understand something in retrospect, where something makes sense. It's like a revelation or a eureka moment, which I do really like. But I'm also getting that like, all right, let's hit the refresh button. Let's start that over again. I'm starting something from scratch. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for my Saggies, please? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got here? Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. So notice we're getting a lot of people here, and that is another theme I've been seeing through all the fire signs. Like look at all these court cards and majors. We got the Queen of Pentacles rounding out all the elements showing up within your reading this week, which is pretty long reaching. Now, the good thing about the Queen of Pentacles, I usually see her as like blessings and abundance. So especially with this retrospect energy where something makes sense or you understand why something went, this could be good in the shadows, unless you're having some issues with an earth sign, of course, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But the downside to this Queen of Pentacles, sometimes she could feel a little grounded, a little stuck, and a little frustrated. So when I'm seeing the energies here and seeing these energies here, and now she is showing up in the shadows as a potential frustration, watch out for lashing out, right? Like there's an energy, especially in the center of the reading, that lashes out against this. So if you have that fighter mindset, that fighter mentality, and I see the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, all right, something better not get in my way. Like this energy has a lot of oomph to it. It has a lot of pizzazz. It has a lot of je ne sais quoi. So we're just going to put it down right there. Saggy, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.